Welcome to Singular Skyforge, your premier destination for deep dives into fighter jets, rockets, space exploration, and the geopolitical forces that shape our world. Today, we're tackling a seismic event, the 2025 Israeli airstrikes on Iran, a conflict that has redrawn the strategic map of the Middle East. This in-depth analysis will explore the historical roots, military strategies, and far-reaching implications of this critical moment. Let's embark on a comprehensive journey through this geopolitical maelstrom. The relationship between Iran and Israel is a complex tapestry woven over millennia, blending moments of profound alliance with stark enmity. In 556 BCE, Cyrus the Great of Persia liberated the Israelites from Babylonian captivity in what is now Iraq. His generous support for rebuilding their temple in Jerusalem forged a deep bond between the two peoples. This historical friendship endured in various forms, creating a unique connection in the ancient world. Fast forward to the 20th century, under Iran's Pahlavi dynasty, which ruled until 1979, Iran and Israel maintained a robust partnership. The two nations engaged in extensive trade, shared critical intelligence, and collaborated on defense initiatives. This alliance was a cornerstone of stability in a volatile region, fostering economic and military cooperation. The 1979 Iranian Revolution, however, shattered this harmony. Led by Ayatollah Khomeini, the revolution toppled the Pahlavi monarchy and ushered in a radical Islamic regime. This new government adopted a fiercely anti-Israel stance, openly advocating for the Jewish state's destruction. Iran began funneling weapons and funds to proxy groups like Hamas in Gaza, Hezbollah in Lebanon, and the Houthi rebels in Yemen. These militias became Iran's tools for waging a proxy war against Israel, extending its influence through asymmetric conflicts. The regime's broader ambition was to export its revolutionary ideology to other Muslim-majority nations. This policy alienated former allies and escalated regional tensions, cementing Iran's role as a central adversary to Israel. Iran's vast oil wealth has fueled its geopolitical ambitions, enabling it to pursue destabilizing programs. Over 80% of its oil exports are destined for China, generating billions in revenue that fund its military and technological advancements. Using these funds, Iran has acquired critical expertise from North Korea, including nuclear weapons development and ballistic missile technology. Iran spent $100 billion to make a nuclear bomb. Earlier this year, intelligence reports confirmed Iran's purchase of large quantities of ballistic missile fuel from China. A large fire broke out when China delivered rocket fuel to the seaport in March. In this airstrike, a total of 5 Chinese cargo planes unloaded significant shipments in Iran, though their contents remain undisclosed, possibly rocket fuel and parts. Iran's nuclear program has reached a perilous milestone. At Natanz, uranium enrichment has climbed to 60%, a level alarmingly close to weapons grade. At Fordow, enrichment levels reportedly exceed 90%, placing Iran on the brink of nuclear weapons capability. Experts estimate Iran could assemble a functional bomb within months, a primary driver behind Israel's recent airstrikes. Nuclear technology has become more accessible. With the right materials, many nations could theoretically build a bomb. Iran's proximity to this capability has sent shockwaves through the international community, prompting urgent action. Despite its ambitions, Iran's military is riddled with systemic weaknesses. Only a small fraction of its personnel have received formal military training. Many leaders are graduates of Islamic seminaries or selected for their loyalty to Khomeini's ideology, not their strategic expertise. During the 1979 revolution, most professionally trained officers were executed or fled the country. This purge left a leadership vacuum, severely impairing Iran's military effectiveness. The regime's reliance on ideologues has resulted in a lack of strategic and tactical proficiency. High-ranking officers, complacent despite clear warning signs of conflict, were easily targeted in Israel's strikes. This exposed Iran's inability to anticipate or counter sophisticated military operations. Iran's air force is in a particularly dire state, crippled by decades of neglect. The air force has received virtually no investment, leaving it woefully unprepared for modern warfare. A severe pilot shortage plagues the force, as many experienced aviators were lost during the revolution. The lack of qualified instructors further hinders the training of new pilots. Iran's fleet of fighter jets, primarily aging models from the pre-revolutionary era, is outdated and dangerous to operate. Cultural biases against women have excluded female pilots, exacerbating the talent shortage. As a result, the Air Force lacks the expertise to deploy its aircraft effectively, rendering it nearly irrelevant. In the recent conflict, Iran failed to mount a single effective air defense against Israeli jets. 2 parked F-14 jets were destroyed on the ground, highlighting the Air Force's vulnerability. Israel's operation was a masterclass in precision, coordination, and intelligence gathering. Collaborating with Iranian dissident groups like the Mujahideen-e-Khalq and monarchist factions, Israel gathered critical intelligence. These groups provided precise locations of nuclear scientists and senior military officials. The attack began with drones smuggled into Iran, which neutralized key air defense systems. F-35 stealth jets then struck, effortlessly dismantling Iran's Russian-made and Russian-copied defenses. Systems like the S-300 failed to detect or engage the F-35S, raising serious concerns in Moscow and Beijing. Mossad's sabotage operations complemented the airstrikes, targeting nuclear facilities like Natanz and Fordow. After securing air superiority, Israel deployed bunker busters to destroy these sites. Fordow, buried 100 meters beneath granite, is designed to withstand conventional attacks. Only the U.S.-made GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrator could penetrate its core equipment. Israel's strikes targeted over 300 sites, including government buildings and oil storage facilities in Iran's oil-rich regions. The toll was staggering. 8 generals, 30 field-grade officers, and 15 nuclear scientists were killed. Israel has completely neutralized Iran's air defense system. Fighter jets destroyed ballistic missile factories and launchers, rapidly weakening Iran's missile capabilities. Iran's expansionist policies have strained relations with Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Iraq. These border disputes could lead to territorial losses, further weakening Iran's regional influence. Rumors suggest key Iranian officials are preparing to flee to Russia via a northeastern airbase. This indicates potential fractures within the regime's leadership as the crisis intensifies. The prospect of U.S. involvement adds a critical dimension to the conflict. The United States has demanded Iran's complete surrender, signaling a hardline stance. The Nimitz carrier strike group is steaming toward the Persian Gulf, ready to escalate if necessary. B-52 bombers, armed with GBU-57 bunker busters, are on standby at Diego Garcia. President Trump has declared air superiority over Iran and seeks its total capitulation. Reza Pahlavi, the Pahlavi prince, has emerged as a surprising figure of hope for many Iranians. Disillusioned with the current regime, a growing number of Iranians view Pahlavi as a potential leader. Israel, the U.S., and Europe are increasingly backing Pahlavi as a stabilizing force. His impassioned calls for a popular uprising have ignited hope for a new Iran. If the regime collapses, Pahlavi's return could fundamentally reshape Iran's political landscape. A regime change would have profound ripple effects. Iran's support for proxy groups like Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis would likely cease. This would weaken these militias significantly, altering regional power dynamics. China and North Korea, reliant on Iran's oil and economic ties, would face substantial economic setbacks. Russia, a major arms exporter to Iran, would lose a key ally and market. This loss would further isolate Moscow, diminishing its influence in the Middle East. This conflict is a defining moment for the region and the global order. Israel's precision strikes underscore its military and intelligence dominance. Iran's vulnerabilities reveal the fragility of its regime and military apparatus. The potential for U.S.-backed regime change and Pahlavi's rise adds complexity. The involvement of global powers like China, Russia, and the U.S. makes this a high-stakes drama. The outcome could redefine alliances, shift economic balances, and alter the trajectory of global conflicts. Thank you for joining Singular Skyforge for this exhaustive analysis of the 2025 Israel-Iran airstrikes. If you found this content valuable, please subscribe for more deep dives into aerospace, defense, and global events. Hit the like button, share this video, and join the conversation in the comments. Your support fuels our mission to deliver high-quality content. Stay curious, and we'll see you in the next one.